Hello, welcome to A Few Minutes with Esther. I'm Buddy Pennington, pastor of Westville Assembly of God in Holmes County, Florida, the host for the study. In this video, we're going to take a look at the end of chapter number 2 in the Old Testament book of Esther in verses 21 to 23. Now, something very interesting happens here, and I'd like to make a comment or two about the event. Two of the personal guards for King Ahasuerus, also called King Xerxes, became upset with the king and decided that they were going to assassinate him. This assassination plot came to the knowledge of Mordecai. Instead of running to the king himself, Mordecai told Esther, who had been selected as queen of the empire, remember? And Esther took the information to King Ahasuerus. Ahasuerus, or Xerxes, investigated the situation and found out that those two men were actually going to try to kill him. They were killed instead. Depending on which version of the Old Testament that you're reading, one version says that they were hanged on a tree. Another version says that they were impaled on a sharp pole. Regardless of which method was used, the punishment for attempting to kill the king was death. Now, there's something I want to point out to you here. Esther let the king know about the plot and gave credit to Mordecai for the discovery of the plot. Mordecai did not go to the king himself. He could have, but he went through his younger cousin Esther, the queen. There are times in our lives when we do not try to bring attention to ourselves. Mordecai knew he could go to the king with the information, but instead he went through Esther. And Esther is the one who gave him the credit for finding out about the assassination plot. Please take note of this. There will be times in our lives, as I said, in which we need to let someone else do the talking on our behalf. Sometimes we need to let someone else possibly take credit for information we have discovered. In doing that, we show that we are not so concerned about who we are, but rather that the information is shared. In Mordecai's case, he would later be rewarded for his efforts. Esther, who was the queen that so pleased the king, was able to bring the assassination plot to the king, and he received it because it came from her. You see, Mordecai may have been doubted had the king learned the information from him, but he knew that if the king got the information from Esther, it would give validity to what he was saying. Remember, there are times when you need to let someone else give those in authority information that you may have. And if they give you the credit for the information, you have someone who is vouching for you to the authority, so the authority will recognize you as the source of the information. Now, it's our blessing that these studies are going to be a way of increasing your faith and help you learn more about God's relationship with you. I know we're studying the Old Testament, but there's a lot in the book of Esther that can be connected to our own lives today. Allow me to encourage you to visit our Facebook page. It's Westville AG at 2513 Cypress Street. May God richly bless you until the next time, whenever we get together for A Few Minutes with Esther.